Good afternoon to everybody. How you doing? Hope all's well. Keep up the beautiful work. Today is Sunday, Parashat Matot. We are continuing the holy endeavor of the Mishnah Yomit. We just started Seder Kodashim, spread the word, and we're in the beginning of Masechet Zivahim. We are in Perek Bet Mishnah Gimal, which stands for Beracha Gedolah. Yesterday the last class we had different terminologies. One terminology which says Pasul ve'en chayavim alav karet, and one was Pigul ve'chayavim aleh karet. What is the difference of these two terminologies that our Mishnah is going to tell us right now? Zeh kelal, this is the rule. Kol hashohet v'mekabel v'hamalech v'hazorek. When we mentioned the other day that there are 4 steps to a korban. Shohet is slaughtering, mekabel is receiving the blood, mehalech is walking it to the mizbeach, v'hazorek and sprinkling it on the mizbeach. Le'echol davar shedarko le'echol, whether it's something that's eaten, laktir davar shedarko laktir, or whether it's sacrificed as laktir, haktara, chutz l'mkomo. If the person had intention that they're doing it out of the place that they're going to eat or do one of these things out of the place that they're supposed to, for example, outside of the property of the Beit HaMikdash, pasul, that's when the whole korban is pasul. However, if someone ate the meat, there is no karet, ve'en bo karet. However, if it's chutz lizmano, that a person had in mind they're going to do one of these 4 items out of the zeman, out of the time, then it's considered pigul, which is more severe, v'hayavim alav karet, and there is karet, the heavenly punishment, God forbid, if a person does eat from the meat. The Mishnah continues with the line with the next Mishnah will also explain this line, and that is ubavad shikrav hamatir kemitzvato, that in order for something to become pigul, there has to be something in the korban that's kosher, mainly the blood. In our Mishnah, it refers to the blood that makes everything kosher, the matir, that will makes it permissible. Ubavad shikrav hamatir mitzvato, and the blood has to be good. The blood process has to be kosher in order for something to be pigul, because pigul is only korban that's not good, and if it's not even a korban, then it can't be pigul. So now Mishnah Dalid, which is for David, Mashiach ben David will come and redeem us. It will explain this concept of matir kemitzvato. Ketzad karev hamatir kemitzvato. How do you have a korban that the blood is brought properly? Shahat b'shtika, if a person slaughtered, it will give a few examples where it is still a kosher korban, and then it can be pigul, and if someone ate the blood, God forbid, they get karet. It gives 3 examples. Shahat b'shtika, if someone slaughtered with no intention, a parv intention, however, kibel v'hilach v'zarak chutz lizmano, but he did the next 3 steps with intention of doing it not in the right time, or sheshahat chutz lizmano, or he slaughtered the korban having in mind that he's going to do the rest of the items out of the time, and however kibel v'hilech v'zarak b'shtika, he did the next 3 steps without any intention. Shotek means quiet, meaning no intention, everything's supposed to be good, like we said, parv. Or sheshahat kibel v'hilech v'zarak chutz lizmano, or he did all 4 items with intention out of the time, meaning there was no other thing that was done wrong. He only had intention out of the time. Zehu shekarav hamatir kemitzvato. That is what we mentioned in the previous Mishnah, that it's matir kemitzvato, and therefore it can become pigul. However, ketzad lo karav hamatir kemitzvato, how would you have a case where it's not, the rest of the korban is not brought properly, and then the item cannot be pigul? Shahat chutz l'mkomo, he slaughtered with having intention that he's not going to do it in the right place. Or kibel v'hilech v'zarak chutz lizmano. Over here, there's 2 items that are wrong. Previously, it was only 1 item, the zeman. Over here, it's also mikomo, out of the place, and also the zman. That's worse. And like we said over there, it's not kosher, the blood, and in that situation, it does not become pigul. Or sheshahat chutz lizmano, he slaughtered having in mind mind that he's not going to do it in the proper time. However, the other three stages, he said he's going to do out of the place where he's supposed to. Or he had in mind that everything is going to be brought out of its place. Or, like we mentioned in the earlier Mishnayot, or a korban pesach or a korban hatat that was brought with the wrong intentions, as if it's intention for another korban. Or kibel v'hilech v'zarak chutz lizmano, and the rest he said he's going to do out of the time. Or sheshahat chutz lizmano, he had in mind he's slaughtering out of the time. Kibel v'hilech v'zarak shelo lishman, however the rest he did with the wrong intention, meaning when there's an additional prohibition, additional bad thought besides zeman, that's what makes it not like it's mitzvato, which does not become pigul. Or sheshahat kibel v'hilech v'zarak shelo lishman, he had in mind all four things shelo lishman. Zehu shelo karev hamatir kemitzvato, that is a case where it's not the other parts of the korban are not kosher, and that means the whole item is pigul, and therefore, since the whole item is pigul, someone who eats from the meat, it will be considered that they get, God forbid, karet. One more mishnah to catch up from this past Shabbat, Mishnah He. Perek Bed Mishnah He, Baruch Hashem Beracha Hatzlacha. If a person, till now we were saying different intentions for the different steps of the korban, but what if someone had different intentions within one step of the korban? What will be the halacha in that situation? Le'echol kezayit bahutz or kezayit lemahar. If someone had in mind they're going to eat a piece of the meat outside of the property of the Beit HaMikdash, and then another kezayit they're going to eat tomorrow, so it's a double negative. However, it's in the same concept of only eating. One is outside and one is tomorrow, but it's in the concept of eating. Kezayit lemahar or kezayit bahutz. And then he says also similar. The exact opposite. He'll have in mind he's going to eat a kezayit tomorrow, and then a kezayit also outside. Kahatzi zayit bahutz or kahazi zayit lemahar. A half a kezayit he's going to eat outside, or a half a kezayit he's going to eat tomorrow. Kahatzi zayit lemahar, the kahatzi zayit bahutz. Also the opposite, but over here it's a half of a kezayit. Pasul. All these cases it's not kosher. Ve'en bo karet. There's no karet. However, it's not considered something that is pigul. Comes along Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yehuda Zakilal. He argues on everything we learned till now in a number of ways. He said there's no rules back and forth what we mentioned. He just tells us that if the person had in mind for Hashem differently first, or for other things second. Let's take a peek at what he tells us. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Zeh Kilal, this is the rule. If a person had in mind that they're not going to do it properly on time, and he had Hashem in mind, then it's pigul v'hayavim alav karet. Whatever intention comes first. If a person had good intention first, however, later on he had intention for the other items that it's out of time, then that's pasul ve'en bo karet. However, as we said till now, the Chachamim omrim zeh v'zeh pasul ve'en bo karet. The Chachamim stick to the rules that we mentioned until now, all the rules that we mentioned in the Mishnah that we just learned and the previous one. However, everybody agrees le'echol kahatzi zayit ulaktir kahatzi zayit kasher. Even Rabbi Yehuda, who just made a major argument on the Chachamim, says that if it's in the same kezayit, two different things, then it's, since there's no full kezayit for something prohibited, then everyone agrees it's kosher. Lechol kahatzi zayit ulhaktir kahatzi zayit. A person said they get with ill intentions, they had in mind improper kavanah for eating, but only half a kezayit, and haktara kahatzi zayit, then it's kasher. She'en achila v'haktara mitztarfin, because eating and ketoret and the haktara are two separate things, and since it's only a half a kezayit of each one, we can't combine them, and it's still kosher. I hope everyone has the greatest day. Keep up the excellent work. Good things always. All the best. Bye.